Okay, we're recording. Shalom Aleichem, blessed souls. As Rashi says, all beginnings are difficult, and I just made a beautiful tape with David S. from Flatbush, and Amdam Matog Donzus Yagudman from Arietz Karn Heights. However, I didn't push the button sufficiently. We didn't record anything. So the recording we meant to record wasn't recorded, and here's our second effort. Before I start, I just want to mention that this is dedicated to the Ilei Nishma's soul elevation of Ranan Levi Yitzhak, Olav Shalom ben Yisrael, Olav Shalom, who was Niftar on Gimel Iyar just a week ago, and also to the elevation of the soul Ilei Nishma's Dov David Gavriel ben Yeshua Baruch. So we'll be talking right now about the second portion of a mitzvah is a candle and Torah is light, specifically the seminal work of the second Lubavitcher Rebbe, direct descendant of King David and Solomon, the Mittler Rebbe, born in 1773 and ascended to the next stage of life in 1827, at the age of 54. And with David S. David, Shalom Aleichem. So David, let's go into the Sharabat, which is literally the cover page to this book. And again, this is called the second portion from the book, A Mitzvah is a Candle and Torah is Light. And it's called the gateway, or the gate of unification. So why, in a book about meditation, would the Mittler Rebbe choose to call this book the gate? What's the significance of gate in Torah, and how does it relate to meditation?
Well, of course, there's many explanations, concept of gate. So one explanation we can give is that this is the gateway, meaning this is the pathway. This is the gate that leads you to this place where you can properly learn how to do Hasidic meditation, meaning Hasidic analysis. This is the Hasidus, being part of the essence of Torah. It's a different way of thinking that the human, mind is used to think, and this is the gate that takes you through that castle, so to speak, that takes you to that house where you can learn properly how to do the Hasidic meditation. Now, the concept of gate is also the fact that either you decide to go, through that gate, or you don't want to. It's also the concept of free will. Either you just don't want to know certain things, and you'd rather stay on the other side of the gate, and in a world which is not, as we know, total reality, and the formal concept in quantum physics about that. Or you try to go for that ultimate reality and see if it exists. That's that gate, which is going to force you to realize your perception about everything, and from A to Z, unless to top, so to speak.
Right.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
this is also called Shal Hashem. The other idea that why the handbook of meditation is called the gateway of unification, because the point of doing an analysis is to unify all the points, and not to do an analysis and to, like we see so many times in science, for instance, where they unify a few points and come to a very hasty, very fast conclusion, and later on, a few years later, they have to change the conclusion because they unified more points.
Mm-hmm.
The point of meditation is to unify all points, in order to show that this is the world of God, this is the unity of God, and this world doesn't change God, doesn't separate God, doesn't make any kind of breakdown within God, etc., etc.
Right. Then he goes on to say, this is the gate of what? Of unification. What is the connection? No pun intended. What is the connection between unification and meditation?
Well, just as I said, the meditation is first of all, meditation again is the way we translate, which becomes translation, analysis, intense, deep analysis, where you first have to, you take a general idea and you break it down in many details. If you leave the idea with a few broken down details and make a fast conclusion, it's a disaster. Here, the point is to break down the details, and then you really to unify them completely one more time in order to completely understand from inside out what's going on exactly, and how to really, Never in meditation is to just stay on a frozen image of a concept. That's the way it is. It's over. I can put a neat label on it and move on. That's not true. You're constantly unifying concepts into concepts because God, who knows the Echad, is one. The concept of one is unification. Meditation is to lead here to show how everything is united within God, without, again, like I said before, affecting God and without taking anybody's free will and anybody's personality as an individual. The two don't contradict itself, that everything is unified in God and people have their own individual, soul and personality.
We see here, as we go further into the Shara Blat, that it said that it should be for each man. How should each person feel that they have a connection to his bonanus, to inner understanding, to meditation? Why do you think the Mittler Rebbe wanted to give off that impression that it should be for each person?
Well, every person has a tremendous potential, spiritual potential, and therefore intellectual potential, etc. Therefore, it's for everybody. It depends on the effort you're going to put into it. Okay? Hasidus comes here and tells you really you have a potential for everything. And not to say, oh, this guy, is going to only have potential for math, but he doesn't have any kind of potential for, philosophy. Hasidus contradict that. But it depends what you want to put an effort into, what you're more interested in. Here is basically saying, listen, either we live a life and we accept what the ideas are given in front of us, and the person can live very old and just die without knowing what's really going on, never really understood what's going on. Or you will tap into this potential of understanding through the connection of his soul with God, because only God can send the proper information into his mind, but he has to make the effort. Okay, so as it says here, Hashem, that God gives us grace by meaning that he has mercy on us by, after making the effort, he releases the information within our mind, the proper information. We make a half an effort, we get half an information. We make a distorted effort in order to prove something distorted or an egotistical agenda effort, we'll get a distorted information.
David, on this note, we'll have to conclude this segment. Okay, blessed soul, Sababa rejoice, Babore Echad, and the one creator, Gorel Echad, one destiny, Lukolano, for all of us. David, 5 seconds, give your signing off, whatever you want to sign off with.
Everybody should learn how to focus also.
Amen. Shalom, everyone.